start recording.
And then she said, "That's not my watch. That's my GPS watch."
I have four new anime pups.
I need to really work on my improvisation skills. Alright, I think it's been running for enough. They can hear us, right?
They can't see us currently. Barely.
If I stand perfectly still, no one can see me. I have mastered this art through years of training.
That might be.
I don't think they'll be able to read it.
There. Hello and welcome to DervDerp and Friends Reviews. I'm DervDerp.
Hello, I am Ski Nerd.
Once again, Mulcat is not joining us tonight.
He's out to sea in international waters doing who knows what. Maybe some little cockfighting, little, Russian roulette gambling. I don't know. Drugs, lots of drugs. We don't know. He's international waters. It's like Las Vegas, whatever. It happens in international waters, stays in international waters. Just is what it is. Anyways.
Today we're reviewing Great Teacher Onizuka episodes 21 through 25. I made sure I got it right this time.
Nope, you got it wrong. Yeah. 26 through 30.
I do. As soon as I said it, I
you're
knew.
Really good at numbers.
Says the guy that forgot a whole episode.
Nope, you got it wrong. Yeah. 26 through 30.
I do. As soon as I said it, I knew.
You're really good at numbers.
Says the guy that forgot a whole episode.
Children. Just gotta tell you, water's good. Water's very good. I forget.
And here I go drinking a Mountain Dew.
Yeah. I haven't had soda in a very long time. Intentionally drinking soda. Because people have tricked me. I got mad at them. When I told them I don't drink soda. I've been drinking soda since I was like 17. So. Anyways. Yeah, that's right. We're getting into illegal territory there. So, let's get into Great Teacher Onizuka.
Yep.
Episode 26.
Or in my head, episode 21.
Oh. So in episode, this is a sequel to the episode 25, where they had now the new nurse, and everybody was buying stuff from her, and she was being unethical.
And the episode starts out with the vice principal recently buying high-def binoculars that could apparently see through clothes.
Perv goggles. Yep. And he was promised that they could see through clothes.
No, she didn't necessarily say clothes.
That is correct. As the teacher learned out. And then it cuts to Onizuka with the exact same goggles. And Fuyutsuki sees him and he's like, I don't have any goggles, what?
This episode was mainly showing more of Nao's backstory.
Mm-hmm.
We're also introduced to her brother.
Oh, and because of the pervy goggles not working, now the vice principal is like, we need to fire her. And,
at least he wasn't sniffing butts.
Yeah. That was really weird. Anyways, The vice president wants now fired, and Fuyutsuki also wants her fired because she's, selling all this stuff to the kids, and she doesn't think that's a good thing. And now it's just like, oh, whatever, I guess I'll resign. But then as she says that, all the kids are like, no, we like now, because she was a way for the kids could talk to her in a way they didn't feel comfortable with the teachers, the boys and the girls. So that was cool. And then, of course, yes, we get into the backstory of why she's selling all this stuff, because her brother,
got in a car accident.
yep, got in a car accident, and she wants to pay for his surgery, and it costs 30 million yen. Wow. And we find out, yep, the brother, money for the brother, operation, and then, yeah. And then, oh, go ahead.
No. What I was going to say happens later.
Oh, yes, so she is the queen of, what is it called? Queen of
Hakufudo.
Hakosuka. No, I wrote it down. I made sure to get right down. She's the queen of Hakosuka. She is a extremely awesome
Street racer.
street racer, and she retired for whatever reason. And then,
I believe wasn't it because of her brother that she retired?
yeah. So Onizuka's friend sees him in a shop, and one of the guys in the shop is like, "Oh, hey, this is the guy who knows Onizuka. Wow, cool." And he hears the name Kuro's. Well, anyways, now his last name, um, and it's the same as this mechanic guy. And we learn the story, and then he calls Onizuka, and Fuyusuki answers, and she finds out that, oh, this is the brother that she's talking about, and how he had an accident and needed surgery and stuff like that. But so he tells Onizuka finds out, and is just like, oh, cool, you're doing this for good reasons. Awesome, that's great. Um, and we also find out that it wasn't her. He was in the car accident because he chose to do a race instead of Now, who was really good. And the competitor thought it was Now, but it wasn't. So then he got into the accident, and then she started working as hard as she could to get the surgery. And then everybody's like, "Oh, this is great! You're doing such a great job." And then on the TV, they're watching. There was like a con artist or something that was taking money for people's operations, and she's like, "Oh, okay, I guess I don't have any money." Blah blah blah. And then Onizuka kind of does his thing, and he's like, "Oh, I gotta make you feel better." And so he um, finds like a guy who made her exact car that she had, and he wants to race her in the no, what is it called? The traffic, no, the traffic lights. They go through the traffic lights, that kind of race, where it's very dangerous. And she's like, all right, cool. He's like, if you're not willing to live, she's contemplating, not really wanting to live anymore. And he's like, nope, you gotta live. And they do this race, and she's like, oh, you made me so happy. And then she's finally reunited with her brother, and her brother's like, nope, I'm gonna pay for it. I need to work on this. I don't want to ruin your whole thing. And everybody's happy. Blah blah blah. Woo! Go Onizuka. She's finally reunited with her brother, and her brother's like, no,
that's the end of episode 26. 27.
Work on this.
27.
I don't wanna ruin your whole thing.
Is a
And
story
everybody's
about
happy. Blah blah blah.
the F
Woo!
Cup
Go
girl's
Onizuka.
agent,
Or what's her name? Nomura.
and
Her
that's the end
agent.
of episode 26. 27.
And,
27.
Who's secretly in love with Nomura?
oh yes, he has a plan for her, and he wants her. Like basically, she has a job. Nomura goes to class, and Onizuka's like, "Don't you have like an audition today?" And she's like, "Oh crap, I went to the wrong place." So he speeds her there, and then the agent is waiting outside. He's like, "Oh man, I got a plan for us. We're gonna be the top, I'm gonna make you the top star in the world." And then eventually he wants to get married to her, which is kind of weird because she's
14. Yes. And so that's cool. But they arrive and they find out. So Onizuka drops her off, and they go in, and they find out one of the production people is like, yeah, we don't need her anymore. The screenwriter doesn't like big chested girls, and of course she's F cup girl, and uh, she's kind of sad, and he's just like, what? All right, I guess we're gonna leave anyways. And turns out Onizuka didn't leave. He's there in the studio with Mirai and what's the 200 IQ girl and all the gang of the kid gang, where they all like love Onizuka, and they're all there. And he's like, what? You didn't get the part? You didn't even try? Like, come on, you need to go out there again. And so he's just like, he bets the agent or the manager is what I think he wants to be called, that he can do a better job than he can. So now the task is on, and he go. This is the best part. Um, he somehow he convinces the screenwriter lady, this older lady, to have Nomura audition, and the manager's like, how did you get that? How did you get her to do that? And he's like, oh, Mariah's her type. And then she's like in the corner, like peeking, like her cheeks are all red. And he's just like, time to take. And he's like, goes to Mariah, time to take one for the team, buddy. Go get her. And so she auditions in it. I don't remember if it goes well or not, but she does it. And he's like, all right, I'm gonna get some gigs, and he tries to he knows a lot of people from his connections when he was in his gang or whatever, and he's going around getting commercials for like different foods and stuff like that, and like every time he does it, he always gets more food, so he gets like rice and forget what it's like, some vegetable, some white hard vegetable. And it's great because Nomura, this 14-year-old, is just like advertising this, and she's like cuddling with it, and she's like, oh, this vegetable thing that starts with a D, is so stiff and hard, and they're like looking at like, what did you just say? And the next one's like rice cakes or whatever, and it's a picture. She's on the rice cake, and she's like, please eat me. Um, and then she goes to one for melons, and she's like, oh, try my mellow melons. And they're like, oh my god, this is all super sexual. And she's going around doing all these like low budget things.
Then again, this is also before the whole cancel culture, where
well, this is the 90s.
Yeah.
Whatever.
That was my point.
Yeah, this is the 90s. And so he's like, oh, how are you supposed to, get her any attention with all these like low, they were localized commercials, but she's going all over the place, and the super smart guy,
Kikuchi,
the hacker guy, he's like, oh well, she's going all over the place, so a lot of people are going to know who she is on a local level. And it's like, oh, okay, cool. And then he gets a interview at a radio station, and he tells the manager, yeah, I got an interview at this radio station, and I don't know where it was, Osaka or something. And he's like, oh my god, the only radio station that's there is this huge one. How did he do that? But it turns out he's not going to this huge one. He's going to this like FM radio that doesn't get a lot of bandwidth. And he's like, oh no, you're gonna ruin her career. Oh no, this is gonna be bad. And they're going to the radio station, and it turns out this radio station is famous for introducing new talent. And so they go in there, and there's a huge crowd of people surrounding it. They're like, oh, we've been sent letters. People wanting to know who this Nomura is, that F-Cup girl. And basically his whole thing with why he thinks he's a better manager, Onizuka is a better manager, that he wants to give Nomura choices of what she does, instead of just the manager's plan, which she wouldn't have any part of. Like if she wants to do something, she'll she'll say, "Oh, do you want to do it?" "Yes, I want to do it." And she's very innocent and kind-hearted. And then at the end, she gets found by these guys from a magazine, and after the manager has learned his lesson, of course, like, oh, let her choose if she wants to do something or not. The MGPC, which is a magazine competition for young talent. It's kind of like a talent show, I guess, or like a beauty contest thing. And I know it's so boring, right? For the magazine, that's where it ends. So the next episode 28. Cool. The contest begins, and immediately Nomura does her Nomura thing. She's running late up to the stand, and she knocks over the girl that's in front of her. There's 12 girls, and she pisses off the number one girl, basically, or as she eventually becomes the number one girl, but she's like number 11 in the order of how they're introduced, and Nomura's number 12, and she knocks her over like Nomura would. Anyways, we also learned that Onizuka gave out the wrong address. She gave out her home address, and the manager is pissed off at him. He's just like, well, now people are gonna come like to her house. That's not good. He's like, oh crap, whatever. And then her Narumi's swimsuit is missing, and that's weird. So they put tape around her and bandages as a swimsuit instead. And Onizuka's like, this is great, it's art. And the manager's like tearing his hair out. And her name is this blue-haired girl. Her name is Megumi Hoshino, and we find out that she is cheating. And how she is cheating is there's postcard ballots, and of course Onizuka had his gang write in postcards. He's like, I want you guys to write 100 each, which is a crap ton. We find out her and the companies that she's with is cheating, and they're putting the blue-haired girl's Megumi. Is it the same as? No, that's Miyabi. Megumi Hoshino's name over Nomura's name.
I was just typing what you just told me.
Yeah, I was like, did I say the wrong? I thought I said the wrong name because it's so close to Miyabi, right? No, not really. Actually, no. Way off. And Tomo Nomura, or whatever her name is. She gets last place over the course of the weeks, and her vote total is the lowest out of everyone. And the crowd starts booing because they're like, "No, we love Tomo, or F Cup girl, Tomo." And even though she was very humbled in her defeat, she's like, "I'm just very glad that I'm just here, and I'm just so happy to be here. It doesn't matter like what place I get," because she's very innocent and kind-hearted. And even though this Megumi won, she got the actual first place in the trophy. Onizuka says that Tomo Nomura got the invisible trophy, and when she goes back home, everybody's basically cheering for her, like everyone in the city. So that was cool to see. Very, very heartwarming. Very good. Like Onizuka did his. Onizuka didn't play a huge part in it, except for writing a lot. But he
he did mess it up with giving the wrong address.
Yes, he did do that, but it was Nomura took charge, and because he helped her before, so now she's able to be her true self and be like, hey, just thank you for everything. I know I didn't win, but whatever. Even though she should have won because basically Onizuka was cheating by writing in all those postcards. Actually, the best part of that episode is the manager and Onizuka. Like, Onizuka's like, yeah, I made like about 230 million postcards. And then the manager, like, Onizuka has a bandaged hand, and then the manager pulls up his bandaged hand. He's like, yeah, but I wrote about 300 million, and they just, like, handshake, and it's just, like, super epic. Anyways, and that's the end of episode 28. So 29 is Miyabi episode. Miyabi comes back, and she's super pissed at, what's her name? Yurumi.
For those that don't remember, Miyabi is Queen Bitch.
Yeah, Queen Bitch Miyabi. She's mad at Yurumi, who's a 200 IQ girl, and Onizuka, and she's still seeking her revenge. So she confronts Yurumi in the bathroom.
That is probably because originally they had asked Yurumi to help them get rid of Onizuka.
And she's like, why did you abandon us? How dare you abandon us? You know? And so, being the 200 IQ girl, she's just like, well, I wasn't here for the thing with, I think that was he tied up the girls and then wrote on their panties or whatever.
And then beat them with a paddle.
Yep. As punishment. Then, speaking... Remember the guy in the second episode? That nerdy guy? Do we ever see? I don't think we've seen him.
Yoshikawa? The gamer guy?
Yeah, the gamer guy.
Yeah, I don't think we really have.
Maybe he committed suicide. We just don't know. I'm just kidding. He's probably in class somewhere, but he's just super irrelevant right now.
Maybe that's
He'll
where.
probably come back later. Or
Maybe he's trying to build the vice principal's new crest.
Maybe. Or maybe he bought those goggles too, you know. Anyway, it's more about Mirai now, anyways.
Maybe he bought something more pervy, like clothes that turn you invisible or something.
Yeah, like an invisible cloak. Perfect. Anyways, Miyabi episode, she wants revenge on Yurumi, so she's talking to Yurumi in the bathroom, and Yurumi's like, I wasn't there for that whole thing with the writing on the underwear. I don't even know what it's about, whatever, but hey, it sounds like you need someone's help every time. Why don't you do it yourself if you're so smart? And Miyabi's like, Miyabi the queen bitch is like, yeah, I'll make a plan. Let's do it. And so, cuts to class, and one of the kids gets a new watch. It's a Frogman watch, whatever that is. Anyways, there's another kid, Fujiyoshi, really wants one, but he doesn't have the money for it, of course. So then it cuts to him being called into the office, an office somewhere, and one of the other teachers is like, hey, we need you to collect the money for the class trip. And he's like, well, why me? Shouldn't that be done with a representative? He's like, yeah, normally, but we're just going to have you do it. So he collects the money, and it's 1.12 million yen. And he gets it in his head that, now he has the money now to buy a watch. And he's like, no, I can't do that. And he keeps thinking about it. He's like, maybe if I just go take a look, that wouldn't be harmful. But he ends up buying the watch, of course. So he steals, and he goes to this restaurant, and Miyabi and her friends are all in costume, so they're unrecognizable. And what they do is while he's eating, he's looking at his watch. Oh, look at my watch! It's so cool! Oh my god! And it's obvious that they steal his money because, in the next scene, basically, he comes home, asks his mom for what's it called? Something on the allowance. What is it called when you get money early? An advance on his allowance. I think that's what it's called. Mind blank. It doesn't matter what it's called.
Yeah, advanced probably. I wasn't planning on it.
Oh, I'm distracted now because he's scrolling through Facebook. Okay, I thought you were looking it up. Whatever, it doesn't matter. Anyways, all right, he's looking it up.
That's not what we're asking.
It doesn't matter. We're just wasting time here. Well, we're not wasting time, but for the people
We're learning
watching,
about taxes.
the people watching, we're wasting time. But now he's on about taxes, and we don't need to know about taxes until next year, right, fellas? Right? Anyways, where was I at? Oh yeah, he's asking his mom for an advance on his allowance, 50,000, and she's just like, "They don't have that kind of money. You know this." He has like 5 brothers and sisters or something like that, or 5 other siblings, and he doesn't have a whole lot of money. So he's like, "Crap. Well, I suppose I can return the watch. I just gotta." And he's looking for the bag of money, but he finds out it's missing. So he's like, "Shit." Um,
Now, kids, before you steal money from school, make sure ask your parents first.
yeah, they'll okay it. Anyways,
I meant, well, make sure you have money to replace it first.
oh yeah, of course. Or you gotta win at the casino first, and then go back. Anyways, I'm getting ahead of myself.
And
Let's see.
use car or plastic is safer than paper.
Not really, because there's interest on that plastic.
But it's harder to steal plastic than it is paper.
Yeah, you can still do credit card fraud. So you get ahead in life, kids. Credit card fraud.
That's also easier to track.
Stolen. And then, so after he finds out the money's missing, he basically panics. So he goes back to he goes back to like return the watch so he can get some of that. But it's closed, and he's like, crap. I was in here, and then he goes to back to the watch shop to look for the bag of money, and he goes back to the restaurant where he was at to look for the bag of money, and he was just like, I know it was under here, and the manager's just like, yeah, there's nothing here. You're just looking for nothing, and he gets all mad, and he kind of wrecks the place. And then he goes to the police. He's just like, hey, I'm looking for a bag of money. And there's like a million, a million yen in it, and they're like, a million yen? What the fuck? Did you steal it? He's like, no. And then and then they start accusing him, and he runs away. And then, this is the fun part. That teacher that wanted Fujiyoshi to gather the money, he tells Onizuka, there's this girls' bar or whatever.
Where they dress up as students. And
yeah. And it's really great. And he's like, have you heard about that? He's like, no, I haven't. So he goes back to his place, and he finds money scattered all over the room, and in his jacket. And the teacher comes back. He's like, hey, are you coming? Oh, what is that? Oh, that must be is that 1.12 million yen on the ground? He's like, what? The only was like, what? Well, how do you know that? I'm just guessing. So he thinks this money was just there, and he was just like, all right. He doesn't question it, so he goes to this place in the school where there's a shit ton of girls in there, and he's like super happy. They keep giving him drinks, and they're playing limbo, they're playing games and all that stuff, and Miyabi is in the background, it's like, oh good, he's getting drunk. We need to get him so drunk that he doesn't remember. And so the next morning, he's in his underwear, he smells like alcohol, he doesn't remember a goddamn thing. Let's see. Blackout drunk. And then, we learned that the teacher got blackmailed
By Miyabi.
Miyabi, yes. And it's hilarious. He's a cross-dresser, and they have his photos of him cross-dressing. And yeah. Anyways, so Onizuka's in a pickle now that he also like I think it's in this episode where he learns that was probably the money that was stolen. Um, anyway, so that was episode 29. Episode 30. Um, People are accusing Fujiyoshi of being a thief because he comes back to school because he couldn't find the bag of money. Comes back to school, he's like, I lost the money, and they're all accusing him of being a thief, and he gets really
Which is
upset by
only
that.
a part truth, because
Yeah,
he did steal
He is technically a thief, so he gets
500,000.
and he gets 50,000. 500,000.
What's the one extra zero?
A factor of 10. Um, Fuji. So they keep accusing him of being a thief, and Onizuka spent all the money that he found. He was gonna spend it anyways. Uh, and so now Fujiyoshi and Onizuka are panicking over this money, and then to make matters worse, Miyabi calls over Fujiyoshi, and she's like, "Oh, come with me. I have something to show you." And then there's a note left, which is a suicide note. And Onizuka is now panicking. He's like, "No, not another one. I will not have this." So he's on his bike, on a what are those like dual person bikes or whatever? I think there's 3 people on this one. Trio bike or whatever. Anyways, it doesn't matter. Jake, it doesn't matter. I mean, not that name. The other name that we always say, DervDerp. It doesn't matter. Dual Urson. It doesn't matter what it's called. So they're going all over town. He's running out of steam. He's going to the police and he's asking. And he's like, hey, have you seen this guy? Tandem bike. There we go. 3-person tandem bike. And they're going all over the city with Mirai and another guy, and they're like, "Oh my God, we gotta find him! Oh my God, we gotta find him! Oh my God, we gotta find him! Oh my God, we gotta find him!" And then it cuts to Yurumi, the 200 IQ girl, and Kikuchi,
the hacker.
They kind of figure out together that Miyabi is behind this, and there was a picture of Onizuka at this party with all these girls and all this money. This is the money that was stolen, blah blah blah. And they look at the picture, and she's super smart, and she's like as she's talking, it's just like fascinating how her brain works. She's like, oh, this picture was too good. It was definitely there, but it also shows that it was staged, and there's only one person in class that really hates Onizuka still, and it was Miyabi. So, of course, they're like, yeah, of course it's Miyabi. Yeah, no shit. Let's see, looking at my notes. Just looking at my notes. Then it cuts to Miyabi and her 2 friends are talking about what they've done, and Fujiyoshi is working at some place, and we're gonna get Onizuka back, and it's gonna be great. And we wrote a suicide note, and haha, our revenge. He's gonna get fired now. And this other girl, I don't remember what her name is. She was a brown-haired girl, and she hears Miyabi, the queen bitch, say all the stuff, and she's just like, this is really stupid. It's kind of dark. And so she goes and tells Onizuka, like, I know where he is, and he's working. He's working as a crossing guard or something, or construction.
To be honest, if Onizuka didn't get fired for the first 2 or 3 suicide attempts on his watch, I don't think he would have got it for the 4th.
They were considering, they were all getting together, and the vice principal was saying, we need to fire him because of all this lost money. And even the principal was considering it, and she's like, we can't punish them. The students have to punish them. We need an all-school assembly. And I think that's probably going to be in the next... Because Fujiyoshi and Onizuka are thinking about like, hey, I need to find a way to make more money and stuff like that. But they're going to have this all-school assembly. But before that happens, Onizuka finds Fujiyoshi, and Fujiyoshi admits to buying the watch, and why he was so upset that people were calling him a thief, because he was actually a thief, and he actually stole the money to buy that watch. And then Onizuka is accused of being a teacher that steals. So that was episode 30. So next week will be episode 31 through 35. Yeah.
But
I can do math.
Also,
1, 2, 3.
This week we'll have 3 bonus episodes.
Oh yeah. Tell them about it, DervDerp.
Thursday afternoon we will be watching and reviewing the first here I can actually we will be reviewing The Boys Season 4 Episode 1 Department of Dirty Tricks. We've been waiting for it for a couple of years now.
Wait, it's been 2 years?
I think it's a year or 2.
Oh, because we had Generation V last year. That's right. Okay. We had Gen V last year. But this year we finally get The Boys again. With Jim Butcher and Negan. But he's not called
Monkey.
He's not called Negan. He's called something else.
Monkey.
I
hope he gets molested by monkeys like he does in the comics. Because that's how he gets his name.
That's terrifying.
And
I'm sure it's funny in the comic and in the TV show.
And then
if you think about it, oh god.
Thursday, that'll probably go up maybe at noon or so. Hard to tell at the moment.
Yeah, we're going to watch it sometime.
And Thursday night, about 10 o'clock, we will watch and review the second episode titled Life Among the Species. And then Friday evening, we'll do the third episode titled We'll Keep the Red Flag Flying Here.
Okay. Red flag of surrender. Because their white flag got blood all over it.
I am definitely hoping for them to top the opening kill this season.
Yeah, they probably will.
Because Termite, the season 3 kill is probably still the top one.
It'll be people having sex, getting shot out of a cannon.
I don't...
And landing in a pool of piranhas.
I know what would top it, but it's too early for little Nina to get her timely death.
Oh, I remember that.
The Russian mobster?
Yeah. I read that in the comic that you gave me, and I still haven't read all of it, because...
That is an iconic death, so I hope they do it.
Maybe that'll be the opening death.
No, it's too early.
Season 5.
No, I am actually thinking that might be covered in the third episode. Because red flag, Russian.
Oh.
Russian flag is red.
Not the current one.
Well,
it is red, white, and blue. So. Anyways.
Either that or Japan. Or China.
Yeah, China's is red. Well, it's red and yellow, but mainly red.
Yeah, I meant primary red.
But the Soviet Union was the red with the hammer and sickle. and the Chinese one has stars on it in a particular pattern that I can't remember, like a big star and like 4 little ones.
That'll be ours. We'll be doing that every Thursday till the boys is done. We should. I don't know when we'll do the next episode of Great Teacher Onizuka next week.
Yeah, maybe we'll take a break. I don't know.
Maybe Wednesday
We'll do
before Pokemon D&D.
yeah, it's whatever. Sounds good.
Like and subscribe. Please suggest any other ideas for us to review.
And subscribe. We're gonna watch Dresden.
Dresden Files is on the deck. Boys. Tokyo Revengers.
Gonna watch One Piece. We're gonna watch Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z.
Detective Conan. That's even longer than One Piece.
We're gonna watch all the Barney episodes. We're gonna watch Power Rangers.
Doraemon. That's even longer than Detective Conan.
Yeah, we're gonna watch that one too. We're gonna watch oh shit, what's that joke? Oh, Toy Story, Cory in the House, airplane instruction videos from the 80s, Seinfeld.
Airbud.
We're gonna
Dunstan checks
we're gonna review all the Airbud movies. Yeah, there's a crap ton. Even when I was a kid, I remember watching the first one. I was like, "This is great," and then I watched like another one. I was like, "This is crap."
Not just Airbud, just animal movies.
Animal movies.
Yeah, like that, where the main character's the animal.
Like
living like a.
An Old Yeller.
Living,
great ending. Great ending for Old Yeller.
Living like a normal human. Like.
Oh.
That's what I meant. Strays.
We're gonna watch Strays. That's his favorite. He loves that movie.
I'd probably be able to get you to watch Gintama before I get you to watch.
What's Gintama again? Oh. Whatever.
My mouse pad.
Yeah.
Is Gintama.
Simon Pegg is Hugh Campbell Sr. That's right. Anyways, we're just talking about nothing, which is the premise of Seinfeld. So you should probably watch Seinfeld.
Once again,
or not, whatever. I don't care.
Like and subscribe. We'll see you guys on Thursday and Friday.
Bye.